Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome into Rover Sports. Um, I really appreciate you guys following the channel. And as we're here really in the off season, it's a good time to kind of catch up on some quarterbacks that I'm really curious about heading into the 2017 season. And put it this way, we're not going to spend time on the guys like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady because we already know their skill set. But guys in Buffalo like Tyrod Taylor, a guy who's been a career backup in Baltimore, backing up Joe Flacco, gets his opportunity last year to quarterback the Bills. And we're really going to decipher, like, does Tyrod Taylor have a long tenure in the NFL? Can he be a starting quarterback for years? Should you build the future around Tyrod Taylor in Buffalo? And we are going to go ahead and kind of analyze his strengths and weaknesses here. So, decent defense in Minneapolis. This is a Greg Roman offense that Tyrod is operating. And kind of like McDaniels and Tebow, they really simplify things for Tyrod. So, this is a really nice run after catch here by one of the backup running backs on Buffalo. Um, but it's just like Tyrod Taylor. I mean, we just watched, Bortles and Jared Goff. I mean, this guy is unique. At 6'2", kind of 6'1.5". He plays kind of like Seneca Wallace. He plays like 6'1", and look at how he can hold the football with one hand, palming the ball like that. Gets outside of the pocket, and he is an improvise. He's an improviser when he gets outside the pocket for sure. And looking at Tyrod, the guy is one of the more entertaining players in the NFL. And speaking of entertaining, I mean, that this is what's exciting, what Rick Dennison has to work with. It might be Scott Dennison. I think it's Rick Dennison. Look at the coordinator of Buffalo, but look at Shady McCoy. And, you have Incognito, Cordy Glenn, and Eric Wood on one side. Hopefully, Deion Dawkins, a third-round pick, can play guard for you. You still have guys like Jordan Mills trying to play tackle for you. So here you see a little bit of where Tyrod could certainly improve, and kind of Greg Romans here didn't really coach him up that well. So look at Tyrod, looks down the field, and then Tyrod, he's going to initially look at the rush a little bit. This is one of his better plays. Actually, is great protection on that particular play as the Bengals are dropping a lot of guys back in coverage. But you're going to see sometimes where Tyrod's pocket awareness, he sometimes doesn't keep his eyes downfield. Here he's able to hit, I believe that might be Woods, number 11. We'll see about maybe Woods is 10. There he hits Woods. That's Woods. And a great run after catch. Great recognition here by Tyrod. Sees the blitzing target, and Woods is wide open. Routine throw and pretty simple defense to figure out, but he manages to do it. And here you see Tyrod here, an option. Roman's trying to be creative. Here you see Shady. That should be an easy walk-in touchdown. So that was basically one of the best drives of the entire quarter that the Bills had. So really nothing to critique. Kind of took what the defense gave him. That drive was one of the better ones. And the Bengals go on a long drive. You have Nugent missing the field goal. And then this is Tyrod forcing a ball in the coverage right here. Believe it or not, the coach's film is not really working on this. But here you see Tyrod, his eyes don't change at all. Even though he has all this protection, his eyes don't, he locks on the one target. His eyes, one thing about these young quarterbacks is oftentimes Tyrod, he's only been playing starter for a year, is Greg Roman's really tried to simplify the offense. And put it this way, I mean, Tyrod is not exactly, rotating his eyes. And then, of course, Greg Roman's here trying to get way too fancy with a play call. Um, just a kind of ridiculous handoff. Number 11 is actually Percy Harvin. He came back to the Bills off of the concussion protocol. And this is really the play that can get Tyrod in trouble. This is probably my least favorite play from Tyrod, even though I love watching Tyrod play. And Tyrod's kind of a joy, even when he doesn't have success. So look, this pocket is so clean, but watch Tyrod right there. There you see his eyes. He's looking at the interior pass rush. And as a quarterback in the NFL, you can't get away with doing that. That's kind of like Johnny Manziel, like Texas A&M kind of BS that you can't do at the NFL level. His pocket is totally clean, and he should try to scramble out maybe right and keep his eyes downfield like he has shown the ability to do. And then Tyrod essentially takes a clean pocket, doesn't just get the check down, LaShawn McCoy. When you have Shady McCoy, simply check it down and keep things moving. That is problematic from a quarterback standpoint in the NFL when you are, looking at the rush. And then I think since he's just going to rush a couple of guys and you're going to have to punt. So, Tyrod, at times, he needs to understand that checking it down is okay. And if since he's going to drop everybody back, and the good thing about Tyrod that I have to say is that he wasn't baited into, a lot of throws. This is again Greg Roman's. It's just a very hokey offense. And the thing I get frustrated when I watch Tebow in Denver, it was the same thing. It's that these guys just didn't call. I mean, I guess Greg Roman is kind of, suiting the offense towards Tyrod's strengths, but come on. I mean, let the guy quarterback. Stop making him into a runner. Let him actually have an NFL playbook and let him actually make some big time throws and actually coach him up to be a pass first guy. Because Tyrod, I mean, we're going to watch some of these throws. I mean, Taylor has the arm strength. He has the command of the ball to be effective. And he can make quick decisions. Sure, he can make plays out of nothing. And you're always going to have Tyrod doing those sort of things. But the bottom line is all these shotgun runs and everything, it just is too hokey for me. I want to see some more stability, more classic offensive schemes. And they're just kind of overthinking it. Now, I know, thankfully, the Bills get, Charles Clay will be healthy this year. I wanted the Bills to maybe get a tight end in the draft, but put it this way. I'm very excited. Zay Jones is going to be absolutely tremendous. He's one of my favorite picks. He's a dark horse at 2,500 to 1 to win Rookie of the Year. His freaking college coach, Scott McGogan, is actually the wide receiver coach of Buffalo. So that's what's so great, is that Scott is going to coach up Zay Jones. So you have Zay Jones and then Sammy coming back, and you haven't paid Sammy yet. I like this kind of play call, though, because, you look at this formation, and Tyrod here is you have three guys, and it's kind of 3-on-2, and Tyrod there makes a good decision, and everybody is very neatly organized towards that side of the field. So I really like that call from the coordinator. Look at this cut. I mean, this is what makes Shady just one of the most exciting players in football. And people thought, after the Kiko Alonso trade, that the guy would lose a step. I mean, look at this Dre Kirkpatrick. Look at this cut off his left foot. I mean, how he's able to, go diagonally side to side like that. That juke, stick your, left, cleat in the ground and cut to the right. I mean, that is just incredible agility. And, not even Charles or any other running back can really cut like LaShawn McCoy can. I'm trying to think who else can maybe cut. I don't think Le'Veon can cut like that. Not even Zeke Elliott. LaShawn McCoy is just such a special special talent with the ball. Perfect. You see how Tyrod here, he understands situation and down. Happen to love this play from Tyrod. Keep things moving. Again, you have a clean pocket, but they're dropping everybody back. They're only rushing a couple of guys. 2nd and 2, take the check, like Tyrod, like the play. Tyrod is just entertaining as heck. I mean, look at Ty move outside of the pocket. As a fan of NFL football, having Tyrod, I mean, I was so happy he won the job over Castle last year. I mean, I was overjoyed in preseason. And Tyrod, even when he got down to New England, I mean, he's shown signs. Here's Tyrod right here, and this is an interception. I mean, he tries to throw it to Goodwin, I believe, the track star out of Baylor. One thing about this that's positive is that this is incredible velocity from Tyrod. Like, if you just look at this throw, the spiral. I mean, I know the read is awful. I know that this is an interception and a forced ball, but clearly the dude has arm talent. That's the one thing I'll say about that throw. And one thing is also looking at Tyrod here. I know since he's playing very conservative defense, they're only rushing 3-4 guys, and they wanted to bait Tyrod into that mistake, which he did, and he lost out on points on that particular drive. But when you look at Tyrod Taylor, this offense right here, for the most part, guys, and I know since he also played ball control, I want Tyrod to stretch the field, because the dude does have a very strong arm. I want to see Sammy streaking down the field. I want to see Zay Jones certainly streaking down the field. I want to see Clay down the middle. I want to see Shady McCoy, and then I want to see Tyrod go play action. I want it run first like this, and then I want Tyrod maybe on 2nd and 4 to air it out. And I want the guy to push it down the field. Tyrod clearly can have the footwork to succeed at the next level. Clearly can. Just sometimes his eyes, fail him. Here's Tyrod 2. I like how he keeps his eyes downfield, but there you see him resort back. You see him resort back to we're playing in the backyard, and this is, unconventional schoolyard BS type football. The bottom line is here with Tyrod is that I don't want to see him resort to that panic in the pocket. I want to see Tyrod. I want to see him keep his eyes downfield and be decisive. And that's going to come with reps, and that's going to come from Greg Roman trusting him. And put it this, I hope, even though McDermott's a defensive-minded head coach, Rex Ryan didn't give a crap about offense at all. That he didn't develop anything offensively. Even Shady McCoy said that. So having Tyrod Taylor, I want organization. I also want aggressive play calling. Because the one thing about having Tyrod is you're going to have your interceptions. You're going to take your lumps. Bottom line is, let Tyrod, at times be Tyrod, and let him throw the ball down the field. Vertical passing games. Even the interception I wasn't that pissed about. But Tyrod here, it looks like sometimes he's thinking a bit too much. I'll be honest. It looks like he's thinking too much. And it's kind of a confusing predicament, because in one way, I don't like how Tyrod Taylor plays schoolyard BS on some of his dropbacks. On very few, he looks away from the rush. But in other ways, I want Tyrod Taylor to be able to take deep shots down the field. I want this to be primarily a running offense, and then I want Tyrod, sometimes to run the ball, but then I want Tyrod to go deep and utilize that arm and throw it up to Sammy Watkins and really have some vertical deep throws and let Shady McCoy be the focal point of this offense while he is still in his prime, okay? That's what I would like to see. His footwork improved, make him a passer from the pocket, and make it an aggressive offense. To tell you the truth, coaches are so obsessed with the turnover battle. In this NFL, you can get so many pass interferences, And I just feel like you got to kind of unleash the kid a bit, because the kid has arm strength. He's raw. I don't know if he's ever going to be a finished product because I don't know if he'll ever resort away from his Cunningham-like abilities of running, but got to coach him up a bit for sure. But just Tyrod Taylor, the guy is just sometimes a magician. Like, the guy's a magician. It's a love-hate thing with Tyrod. I'm sure Buffalo Bills fans feel that way. I mean, the guy is one of the more fascinating prospects to analyze. Every single game with Tyrod is almost must-see TV. Every single possession. And unfortunately, it's sad because Tyrod here, he barely throws the ball over 20 yards. And I guess because you don't have the receiving core. But look at this play. I mean, the guy, this is like reflexes. This is like incredible reflex. I mean, this is just a really talented play. I mean, you laugh because that footwork is awful, right? No one. That's not what you're teaching your kid if he wants to play quarterback in high school, is to slide into the guy's back and then like reach across the field and just. And it's almost like Johnny Manziel against Alabama, and then whisper an incredible throw. Incredible throw, Brand Tate. Tate takes down the field. Oh, man. Ty is just too much fun, man. Love the kid. Love the kid. Glad we get to see more Tyrod next year. Guy is fun. Just like Johnny was fun, Manziel. And put it this way, Ty is even more fun. That's an incredible tackle there. They get a first down running it. Look at this throw. Okay. This is why this guy is one of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. I know he stares him down, whatever. Look at that sidearm release with two defenders in his face, throwing a 12-yard out into the wind in a crisp Cincinnati day. That is a fantastic way to end the video. In conclusion, guys, it's tough to come up with a conclusion here because the film was incredibly, went through incredible mood swings, highs and lows for a 16-12 game, I know. But Tyrod Taylor, in conclusion, guys, no Greg Romans, Rick Dennison, organize his feet, take chances, let Shady McCoy rock, try to get the guy reading a little bit more defenses, organize things for Tyrod, coach him up, simplify things, keep it simple, but at the same time, teach the guy some footwork tendencies and air it out. I mean, you look here, and these are all underneath throws, dangerous throws at times. At times, go play action, shady, and then let Tyrod throw some bombs and have some excitement, even if it comes through some interceptions. That's how I treat Tyrod. Big play offenses in Buffalo. Let Sammy and Zay Jones run all over defenses. Let Shady rock, up-tempo football, and let Tyrod have the confidence to win with his arm, organize his pocket, and if I were Tyrod, don't look at the D-line when you're trying to run away. These are correctable mistakes, although it's tough because his entire career he's kind of been playing with that play style. And now he's finally going to start, I believe, for his third season. Take care, guys. More film review coming up soon.